When one breadwinner, one wage earner is gone and disappears, when that is taken away from you, that just doesn't destabilize a family. That destabilizes a neighborhood, but we are not going to allow this administration to destabilize our great city.
Let's not forget, Democrats rigged the 2020 census by including illegal aliens. Remember, they sued Donald Trump. They sued the administration. They fought tooth and nail to include illegal aliens in the census. 20 to 30 of House Democrat seats wouldn't exist but for illegal aliens.
Welcome back, Warriors. It's me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for joining me here today, Warriors. Is President Donald J. Trump literally dismantling the Demon Rat Party, the Democrat Party? Is he literally dismantling it? And because of that, the Democrats have gone the N-word. Before we get into this video, don't forget to smash the like button, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, select all notifications so you never miss a video. Stick around to the end. Let's go. That's exactly what President Trump is doing. He is dismantling. Remember when he ran the first time, he said he wanted to dismantle the people in the background. Yes, the puppet masters. But is he starting with the Demon Rat Party itself? It looks like he is. Remember the whole USAID and Doge, and Democrats came out scrambling all in the streets. And then the Teslas were being burned, and people's vehicles, their Teslas, were being vandalized. And, getting rid of the illegals, particularly the violent ones, have people attacking ICE agents, doxing them, requesting that their faces and names be shown and given, just so they could terrorize them and dox them. Now, redistricting. So we had the money laundering, getting rid of the illegals, and you mean to tell me now there's redistricting? Democrats can't handle all of this. This is too much at one time. This is all happening in about 6 months. And remember, he said he wanted to dismantle the folks in the background. But is he actually starting with the dismantling of the Democrat Party? Because some would say the Democrat Party is a large part of the folks in the background, because a lot of Democrat politicians are being controlled by those very same people. Let's look at some clips and see how people with common sense are talking and those that are on the Demon Rat side are actually losing their minds.
We are in a fight for democracy, a fight for our democratic lives. And I think that if the Republicans can have their will in these deep red states, the Democratic states have to step up. We have to have a national fight about this.
They've already gone nuclear. Well, you know what? The Democrats have already redistricted in their favor. I mean, you've got states like Massachusetts, New York, and California, and Illinois, where it is very clear that gerrymandering is something that the Demon Rats have been using for a very long time. But now that the Republicans actually want to fight back, because I'm telling you something, the Republicans for a long time have lied down and let the Demon Rats walk all over them like a political doormat. But now they are getting up, dusting themselves off. And you know what? We're tired of being the doormat. We're going to fight back. And Democrats never expected this. Well, they never expected President Trump to win in 2016. Never expect that he would be back in the White House after all of the crazy stuff they did in the other election, the one in 2020. But now they're getting a taste of their own medicine, and they don't seem to be able to take it down very well. Will they choke on their own issues of doing what they were doing? The Republicans are just doing what the Democrats were doing. They've been doing it for decades, the Demon Rats, redistricting to their favor. This is what they do, and doing it mid-decade is really not illegal. The Democrats don't expect their constituents, their voters and supporters to actually know that. But newsflash, it is not illegal. It is totally legal. What is illegal is what the Texas Democrats did by vacating their seats and using slush fund money, allegedly, to help them do the very thing that is illegal. And they very well could be arrested.
If the Democrats win the presidency, the Senate, and the House in 2028, which is not impossible, they are just going to have to unilaterally add Puerto Rico and the District of Columbia states. And they may have to expand the court to 13 members. If you want to save democracy, I think you got to do all those things.
Okay, James Corbell is literally talking about packing the court and adding 2 Democrat states. And we have a conservative majority in the Supreme Court right now, 6-3. And every time the Republicans do something, the Democrats complain when they do what they themselves have been doing. I'm telling you, this party has gone full-blown commie. They really have. I did a video yesterday about this Black man who stood up at a Vivek Ramaswamy event. I believe it was in Cincinnati, Ohio. It was somewhere in Ohio. And he was talking about the fact that the Democrat Party is a Marxist communist party. They literally are. Everything that they uphold literally tears at the very fabric of our constitutional republic, overtaking the media and the schools, using big tech to their favor. They have taken control over institutions, and it has been this way for decades. And now you got someone by the name of Donald J. Trump, President Donald Trump, who God is using to dismantle these very things that have been used to terrorize people who want to do what is right. So the demon rats, yes, they have gone literally nuclear. And will they actually be arrested is what I want to know. So President Trump, dismantling the Democrat Party, tearing it apart up at the root, taking care of the situation with USAID and that money laundering, the alleged money laundering. And then, you know, you got to get rid of the illegals, and they were crying about that. And the last straw is, well, we're going to have to pray for President Trump on this. They are angry. The demon rats are angry. We don't have any idea how upset these people are. They are going nuclear because they are literally about to blow their tops.
Let's not forget, Democrats rigged the 2020 census by including illegal aliens. Remember, they sued Donald Trump. They sued the administration. They fought tooth and nail to include illegal aliens in the census. 20 to 30 of House Democrat seats wouldn't exist but for illegal aliens.
When one breadwinner, one wage earner is gone and disappears, when that is taken away from you, that just doesn't destabilize a family. That destabilizes a neighborhood. But we are not going to allow this administration to destabilize our great city.
So that was Mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass. And she mentioned destabilization. Well, that is what the Demon Rat Party wants to do. Communism, deconstruct American institutions, overthrow them, turn them upside down. She talked about losing a breadwinner. Well, you know, they're the party that took the man out of the home and had the woman depend on being married to the government. They're the ones that are doing all of this. And they don't really care about those illegals. They're using them to count in the census, to gain congressional power. As you all know, this is why they are having to fight tooth and nail. And it is a fight that they are going to lose. And remember Marjorie Taylor Greene and what she proposed?
Okay, so this has been a major issue for many people. The census is done every 10 years, and it counts the population, and that is written in our Constitution. However, our House district lines are created based off the population counted in the census, as well as our electoral college votes. But now that we've had decades, and especially the past 4 years, of our country basically being invaded with tens of millions of people from all over the world, Americans don't feel like they're represented in Washington. So I have a bill that calls for a new census. It does count the population. However, it has a second count, and that's counting American citizens only. The second part of the bill calls for new reapportionment. So district lines would be drawn based on the count of American citizens only. That way, American citizens are represented here in Washington, D.C. And then the third thing my bill calls for is when anyone goes to vote in a federal election, they're required to show proof of citizenship when they show up to vote. And this will drastically change our elections. You'll see states like California lose electoral college votes. You'll see states like California lose House seats, as well as New York and other sanctuary states like Illinois.
Yes, and President Trump, he posted on his Truth Social account about the census that it will only be counting legal citizens. So you heard her explain it, and I love the idea. And yes, states like California, New York, Illinois, other sanctuary areas are going to lose seats. And this is going to really make these people lose their mind. I don't even know how bad of a breakdown they're going to have. I mean, we haven't seen a breakdown yet. When they, first of all, President Trump has blown apart that laundering, the alleged laundering of the USAID funds, blown apart this whole illegal alien scheme that they were using. And then you're going to take away the redistricting. He just literally dismantled the Democrat Party, just tore it apart. It is so glorious to see. I want to know who else is going to literally have, these people just might break down in the middle of the street and start crying and screaming. I mean, literally having a tantrum.
Scott Jennings, do you think the president wants to do a mid-decade census and reapportion everything right now? What's he doing?
Well, he certainly wants to do the census in a way that doesn't count illegal aliens as part of the overall population for the purpose of determining congressional districts and federal funding. And I think he's going to have a lot of popular support for it. Now, I know there's a process they have to go through, and it would take a long time to do a census, but there is a widespread belief that Democrats want to keep the system in place that they have because it advantages them. I know that that's what they believe because a Democratic Congresswoman from New York, Clark, the other day said out loud, I want more migrants in my district for redistricting purposes. And so it's a political strategy of the Democrats. And I think the president is saying to the American people, why are we counting illegal aliens, unauthorized residents in this country when it comes to apportioning our political leadership?
So the census is going to be real messed up if the Supreme Court, which I don't know how the Supreme Court's going to rule. You're right. It's a very conservative Supreme Court.
Messed up now.
Well, is it messed up? I mean, they're counting people who live in the United States.
No doubt that
conservatives don't like that it counts undocumented.
They can't vote, but it determines who gets to serve.
Every census in history up until this point.
That's for sure.
No, it also determines who's in Congress, and it might mean 20
The
to
number of
30 seats.
seats.
That's why Democrats are in the middle of a high-speed come apart right now.
Can you believe members of the Haitian American diaspora here can and should play in assisting the effort to stabilize and rebuild Haiti? I'm from Brooklyn, New York. We have a diaspora that can absorb a significant number of these migrants. And when I hear colleagues talk about, the doors of the inn being closed, no room in the inn, I'm saying, I need more people in my district, but just for redistricting purposes. And
Yes, that last woman is Representative Yvette Clark, a Democrat out of New York, a representative. And she literally said the words, I need more immigrants for redistricting purposes. So they're going to call it undocumented, but at the end of the day, these people are illegal. They are here illegal. And I hate it if they're trying to escape a horrible situation, but some of them are bringing their issues into our country and have absolutely no intentions of assimilating. They plan, some of them, not all, some of them plan on overtaking our country. The last administration, Jim Crow Joe and Kathleen Kamala Harris, allowed into our country tens of millions of people from all over the world. That is by design, so they can overturn this constitutional republic. So President Trump, he's dismantling the folks in the background. I don't want to say the term, you know what I mean, the puppeteers. And he's starting with the Democrat Party. He is dismantling it. He is ripping it apart. And that party will not win in 2028. They will lose overwhelmingly. And we are going to see something that we have never, ever seen before in this country. This country is on its way back, and it is a glorious thing. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Don't forget to smash the like button, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, select all notifications. Thank you all so much for watching. You all be blessed. Love God, your families, these United States of America, and march on, warriors.